Have you ever tried unlocking your phone with your face after waking up and wondered if your phone was questioning your identity? Some mornings, even Face ID looks at us and says, "I don't know who you are anymore," and let's be honest. Most people trust their fingerprint scanner more than they trust some of their friends. After all, you can change a password, you can change an email, but changing your fingerprint? That's a little more complicated. For years, we've been told that biometrics are the future. Fingerprints, face recognition, iris scanning, voice recognition. The technology feels straight out of a science fiction movie. But here's the question nobody talks about enough. Can biometric systems actually be hacked? And if they can, how safe are we really? Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating topics in cybersecurity, biometric hacking. We'll explore how biometric security works, the myths people believe, the real risks, and how cybersecurity professionals protect these systems. If you love cybersecurity, ethical hacking, digital privacy, and learning how technology really works, smash that like button. Comment whether you use fingerprint, Face ID, or a password. And subscribe because this channel helps you become smarter and safer online. What is biometric security? Before we talk about hacking biometrics, let's first understand what biometrics actually are. Biometrics are unique physical or behavioral characteristics used to identify a person. Examples include fingerprints, facial recognition, iris scans, retina scans, voice recognition, hand geometry, behavioral patterns. The reason biometrics became popular is simple. People forget passwords, people reuse passwords, people create terrible passwords. Meanwhile, your fingerprint is always with you. Hopefully. Biometric authentication attempts to answer one important question. Are you really who you claim to be? Instead of relying on something you know, a password, it relies on something you are. That's why smartphones, banking apps, airports, government agencies, and corporations increasingly use biometric technology. Why people think biometrics are unhackable? Many people believe biometric systems are impossible to bypass. After all, how do you steal someone's face? How do you copy someone's fingerprint? How do you imitate someone's eye? It sounds impossible. But cybersecurity teaches us an important lesson. Nothing connected to technology should automatically be considered unbreakable. The goal of security isn't perfection. The goal is making attacks difficult, expensive, and unlikely. Biometric systems are no exception. Can fingerprints be hacked? The short answer: in some situations, yes. Now before anyone panics. This doesn't mean criminals are casually unlocking every phone they see. Real-world attacks are much more difficult than movies suggest. However, security researchers have demonstrated multiple ways biometric systems can sometimes be fooled. For example, some fingerprint sensors have historically been tested against high-quality fingerprint replicas created from lifted prints. Researchers have also explored using advanced molds and materials to replicate fingerprint patterns under controlled conditions. Modern devices continuously improve against these techniques by adding liveness detection, improved sensors, multi-factor authentication, secure hardware storage. The key point isn't that fingerprints are weak. It's that every security technology has strengths and limitations. What about face recognition? Face recognition technology has improved dramatically over the last decade. Early systems sometimes struggled with photographs, lighting conditions, similar faces, angle variations. Modern systems often use advanced depth sensing and infrared technology. This makes them significantly more secure than simply comparing a photo. Cybersecurity researchers continuously test these systems because attackers constantly search for weaknesses. Manufacturers respond by improving anti-spoofing protections, depth detection, artificial intelligence analysis, behavioral verification. This ongoing battle between attackers and defenders is how cybersecurity evolves. The biggest biometric security myth. Here's a myth that needs to die immediately. Biometric security replaces all other security. Wrong. The strongest security systems combine multiple layers. Think about it. What protects your bank account? Usually not just a fingerprint. You may also need a password, a PIN, a trusted device, multi-factor authentication. Security professionals call this layered security. because relying on one defense alone is rarely enough. Why cybersecurity? Experts love multi-factor authentication. If biometrics are powerful, why do experts still recommend MFA? Because MFA combines multiple verification methods. Something you know, password, something you have, phone or security token, something you are, fingerprint or face. An attacker might compromise one layer, but compromising multiple layers becomes much harder. That's why cybersecurity professionals consistently recommend combining biometrics with additional security controls. Quick checkpoint, if you're still watching right now. Comment, identity verified. And don't forget to like and subscribe because the most fascinating biometric hacking techniques are coming up next. Voice recognition. Can your voice be copied? Voice authentication is becoming increasingly popular. Banks use it, smart assistants use it, customer service systems use it. The idea sounds simple. Your voice becomes your password. But here's where things get interesting. Unlike a fingerprint, your voice is something people hear every day. Social media videos, voice notes, podcasts, interviews. Attackers may potentially obtain recordings of a person's voice from publicly available sources. This has led cybersecurity researchers to study voice cloning technologies and synthetic audio. Modern security systems now use additional protections such as behavioral analysis, voice pattern verification, multi-factor authentication, liveness detection. Because security is not just about recognizing a voice, it's about confirming a real person is behind it. Deepfakes, the new cybersecurity challenge. One of the fastest growing threats in cybersecurity is deepfake technology. Deepfakes use artificial intelligence to create realistic images, videos, and voices. Imagine receiving a video call that appears to be your boss, or hearing a voice that sounds exactly like a family member. Scary, right? Cybersecurity experts worldwide are studying how criminals could misuse this technology for fraud and impersonation. That's why organizations are increasingly implementing identity verification procedures, multiple approval systems, security awareness training, additional authentication methods. The lesson? Never trust appearances alone, always verify. What about iris scanners? Many people consider iris recognition one of the strongest biometric systems. Why? Because iris patterns are extremely unique. Even identical twins have different iris patterns. Iris scanning is often used in airports, government facilities, high-security environments, critical infrastructure. Its accuracy is one reason it remains a trusted authentication method. However, cybersecurity professionals still test these systems regularly because security is an ongoing process, not a one-time achievement. Even advanced technologies must constantly evolve. Real-world lessons from biometric security. One thing cybersecurity professionals understand is this: every security system can be improved. The purpose of security research isn't to break technology for fun. It's to discover weaknesses before criminals do. Researchers help organizations improve products, fix vulnerabilities, strengthen defenses, protect users. Without security testing, technology would never improve. Ethical hackers play a critical role in making biometric systems safer. Why your biometric data is different from a password. Here's something most people never think about. If someone steals your password, you can change it. If someone steals your fingerprint data, you can't exactly grow a new finger. That's why protecting biometric information is extremely important. Many modern devices don't store raw biometric images. Instead, they store protected mathematical representations within secure hardware. This reduces risk and helps keep sensitive information protected. How to protect yourself. Even if you use biometrics, cybersecurity experts recommend additional precautions. Enable multi-factor authentication. Keep devices updated. Use strong passwords. Lock lost devices immediately. Be cautious of social engineering attacks. Avoid sharing sensitive information publicly. Review app permissions regularly. Remember, biometrics should be part of your security strategy, not your entire strategy. The future of biometric security. The future is exciting. We're already seeing advances in behavioral biometrics, AI-powered authentication, continuous identity verification, multi-layer security systems. Future systems may analyze typing patterns, mouse movements, device usage habits, behavioral characteristics instead of verifying identity once. Systems may verify identity continuously. That's where cybersecurity is heading. Biometric hacking isn't about criminals magically bypassing every security system. It's about understanding how technology works, where risks exist, and how defenses continue to improve. The strongest security mindset isn't fear, it's awareness. The more you understand cybersecurity, the better prepared you become to protect yourself. Because in today's digital world, your identity is one of your most valuable assets. Protect it. Learn continuously, stay curious, and never stop improving your cybersecurity knowledge. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos.